I want to talk a bit more about this Manchester United Leeds game now.
Right.
For you, Leeds is in your blood, right? You knew how important that game was, not just in the context of that season and the fact that you wanted to show yourselves as a third division side, as Leeds were then, up against Manchester United, but that it had been so long since Leeds had gone to Old Trafford and given a good account of themselves.
Yeah, it was one of them as well. About 2-3 weeks before we played at Old Trafford, I was waiting at the airport for my son to come back from somewhere. I saw Brian Flynn, and he reminded me he was the last person to score the winning goal at Old Trafford for Leeds United against Manchester United. And it was just quite surreal that happened, that he was a one person.
And how long had that been then?
That was back in the 70s, I think it was, or early 80s. I can't remember off the top of my head. But it was just one of them occasions where we went there. We felt we had a chance, but well, deep down, did we think we could go and beat the Premier League champions as they were at that time, and us a third-tier team? But it was one of them games. After the whistle finished, Sir Alex was really good in terms of how we sort of...
Was he complimentary?
He was, through gritted teeth.
As always.
Because he knew the rivalry between Leeds and Manchester United as well. He knew what that meant to them as well as a football club. They didn't want to lose to a rival, but ultimately they didn't want to lose to a third-tier team, which I think we were the first team to do that in a number of years in the third round.
And does he invite you for a glass of wine even if you've beaten them? Or is that only reserved for sides?
No, you go in afterwards, and it was quite funny because he did say to me, do you want a glass of wine? And I said, yeah, that'd be fine, Sir Alex. And he said, red or white? So I said, look, I don't do red. I'm a Leeds fan. I'll have a glass of white. It was a bit of that.
I love that. And I read a story somewhere about he was sort of talking to you about the pressure of management, and he applied a little bit of extra pressure for the rest of the season.
Well, he did. Across the crowded room, he sort of said to me, Simon, do you kin pressure? And I couldn't quite understand what he said to start with. And I said, what does that mean? He says, well, do you understand what pressure is? And I'd been a manager like 4 or 5 years, so I thought I knew a little bit about pressure. He said, no, pressure is getting promoted because I've got X amount of money on you to get promoted. My reply was, you better lend me some players then, which he hastened to add, he didn't do.
Which it never happened.
He was always brilliant to me. He'd pick the phone, he'd come off the training pitch and take your call and, what can I do for you, Tony? He's fantastic.
He's brilliant
for other coaches. And
definitely, especially the younger ones coming through as well.
Yeah, it really was.
As much as it hurt him on that particular day.
And obviously Portsmouth, when I was with Portsmouth in 2008, we went there in the quarter-final stage. They completely played us off the pitch, but we nicked it 1-0. And you do get opportunities with them top clubs, obviously, they were champions. Sometimes they don't put their strongest teams out.
Well, to be fair, on that day, they had a real strong team. Rooney played, Berbatov, Wes Brown, Gary Neville.
Michael Owen came on, didn't he?
Michael Owen came on, Overton played on the right-hand side. So they were strong. And obviously it was a great...
But you were stronger on the day.
We were on the day, yeah.
Very good.